I want to do a video and show you how to do an electric fence to keep in about a 1,200-pound dog. She's our pet more than anything, so that's why I call her a dog, because she acts like a dog. She'll follow you around and everything. But anyway, we've done electric fence around our property, and what we did was we went down to Lowe's or Home Depot and bought the 1-inch conduit. You buy them in a bundle of 10, and they're 10 foot long, relatively cheap. And what we done was I cut them in half, then I took and measured up off the bottom of them 12 inches, put a mark, and then I cut a point, as you can see, with a chop saw to make it easy to drive in. And then you turn around and you measure up however high you want your fence wire to run, and you drill holes through the pipe. See? And I got a hole here, I got a hole here, I got a hole there, and there's one at the very top. And that's because this pipe here, when you set it up, it looks like this. And it's up high enough so that she does not want to stick her head over it, because it's a low impedance fence charger that does a pulse. And it's got a 1 joule shock. It's designed to keep in animals of that size. And all we did was we went around and drove these things in every 20 feet or so, 25 feet. Except for there's a long span right there where we didn't drive any. But we put a lower wire and then an upper wire. The lower wire is to keep any dogs that are running through the neighborhood, keeps them out. And then the top wire is basically to keep her from trying to lean over it. And she's learned her lesson about electric fence real quickly, and she respects it. And it's hard to believe that this little 6-strand poly wire is what keeps her in. But it works really good. And then we also at Home Depot and Lowe's, you can buy the ribbon. And you can see we have this marker ribbon. We just attached it every so often along the fence line. You got to put some more up because it does deteriorate after a while. But it shows her where the fence line's at. So in case she's running through, she sees it, and other people see it too, and they recognize that it's an electric fence. And if you have any plants or anything that you want to protect, like there's a rose there in the middle, we kind of did the post around it with some wire. It's not electrified, but she don't know that. And other than that, it works really well. I also use this to keep my sheep in. And we put holes down low so that the lambs can't get through, because it's driven into the ground 12 inches. And then the lambs can't fit through. And then it goes up further for the sheep. And I have hair sheep and St. Croix. And they realize where that fence is at also, because they've been hit by that shock. And it only took them one time, and they learned to stay away from the fence. They'll go walk up to it, but they won't touch the wire, and they respect it. And I've also had neighborhood dogs running through the woods and stuff come up on the back side back there, and you hear that loud pop and then a yelp, and the dog's running. So I don't have to worry about dogs coming in to try to mess with my sheep or my horse. So they all learn to respect that electric fence. And take my word for it, yeah, it'll get your attention, because I've been hit by it a few times. But just wanted to let you know it's relatively easy to do this. The posts they sell, these electric fence companies sell, they're rather expensive, and they're not very tall. So this is a 5-foot post. Theirs are usually about 4 foot. So there's already a foot missing, and then you got to drive it into ground, and it's too expensive. This was a lot cheaper way to go. A little bit of time to set it up, and then took a fence driver hammer and just hammered them into the ground. And as you can see, I've got the lawn marked off here. It goes all the way back on the back side of my 2 acres and runs around. Now, not all of it's fenced in, but a large majority of it is. So they all have good access to plenty of grass and everything. But this is basically what you call a permanent temporary fence. It's permanent right now, but it's temporary because basically later on we're going to change. The whole perimeter fence is going to be good hardwire, something like do a decorative type with a chain link and stuff around, and then we'll use the electric fence wire on the inside of the property coming off of the chain link areas, and we can section off like that. But for right now, this works really well. She's been in this for 2 years now and hasn't once tried to get out. So, you know, you can do it. It's not something that you want to leave them in on a permanent basis, but you want to go ahead and set up something right away. See, like us who happened to have a neighbor give us the horse, and it was one of those, do you want her? Here she is. She was already in our yard and in our sheep pen in the back, so we had to do something. So this is what we did, and it worked. And for 2 years it's been like this, and we've been slowly expanding our other fencing for the sheep, giving them more room, so because we got more of them. But it works really well. It's fenced off over there and everything too. So, but that's it. I just wanted to let you know, if you like the video, go ahead and say you like it, make a comment, subscribe, and thank you very much.